Alright, here's the situation. So, there has been a couple of times where men have tried to get me to follow their word, and in me striving to follow their word, the consequences was I end up getting something taken away from me. Example number one, Brother Dwayne Muhammad, who is a sensei and who is a regional captain of the Nation of Islam. The moment I came back, Sister Marcella, my mother, my birth certificate, had advised me to speak to him three-way on the phone while I was in my apartment. I was in my bachelor pad, by the way. So I think it's basis on the lines of envy, why she wanted me to try to come into the nation and try to find a wife. I got set up by my mother to try to have a wife, and she was a Jezebel spirit, which means God was preparing me to understand the evils of my own mother. The purpose of a Jezebel spirit is to hunt powerful men as if they were hunting food. See what I'm saying? So if you hunt a powerful man as if you were hunting food, then you would use him in a way where you are not logically sound enough to being able to produce the forms of retribution that which food gives you. You see, Jezebel is as evil as Eve, being corrupted by Satan. The Garden of Eden is the garden of that which what we need. Our physical bodies are what we need. You see? So this is approximately 2018, 2019. And it came on the lines of the fact that those two individuals had transpired to try to get me out of my levels of comfort, that which I earned through prayer and sacrifice. And it's through those points that they was able to retrieve what I was able to produce within for myself. And for the lack of a better word, I realized what has happened. My mother sold her soul to the devil. They claimed her to do something like get out the 4 women. Yeah. And they all got pimped out or turned out by Bishop. After they went through that, then they ended up turning into dogs after her. They was unsuccessful with that because she was able to help what you might call men of the state. She was a court reporter. After that, I think it got to a point where once they got me to try to be righteous because they was envious of me because of my life on the outside, but Dwayne ended up turning on me. He destroyed my man. He destroyed my livelihood being a man on the bean operation, and then he even got me to. He even tried to haze me on post with somebody being late for post. You see, I've suffered underneath a man who was a paper captain for too long to understand that even that man went through points of being suffering, where he even experienced things like where he had to stay late on post for so long that was his karmic debt too, because he's suspected of something that goes against the commandment, honor thy mother and thy father, and thy days will be long on this earth. So after he tried to get me with that, then he said he realized he couldn't get me with that. So he said, you're going to be an artist. You see? So I think what he was trying to do, essentially he was trying to get me to clean up his mess. He know what he done with that young man on the block at Roseland, his old stomping ground. So he tried to clean up his act by trying to get me to say, you're going to be an artist. He wanted me to try to clean up his act. So I see he was trying to make me into a CIA, or what we might call a classified brother agent, to try to help that young man who had came into school at MEY when I was in 6th grade. And I ended up losing all of my resources My resources were books, clothes, and other different things that were able to help me to maintain the form of livelihood that I was going to be able to get after with the things that I had. But I also realized that on my part, I was sleeping in an actual storage unit. You see, storage units ain't supposed to be slept in. So, you see what happened? Sometimes we could destroy our own blessings. And then us destroying our own blessings, you know, it is what it is. So, other than that, I think the only thing I probably want to share with you all now is once I lost my things there, I ended up, coming back. This is like 2022. Once I ended up coming back from Atlanta, then I went to Nashville. Once I went to Nashville, I had traveled from Chicago to Atlanta to Nashville. You see? So there is a broken dream here. You see, there is a, what you might call, there is a cycle, there is a loop of destruction, of cycle on our consciousness. Dates all the way back to slavery, dates all the way back to the transatlantic slave trade. So from the transatlantic slave trade coming here, and then from all the way from the transatlantic slave trade getting released from slavery, then to get out of the bondage, and then to be able to produce the forms of black, what's that called? Black Wall Street. You see that? So Black Wall Street ended up to black massacres. Black massacres ended up to the black market that we know to this day. And they produced so much death, murder, and mayhem in the depths of Nashville that they harvest so many different homeless people. They harvest people in the missions. Here they harvest people in the different programs that they help you at. I even got hunted within the program where they had like witches, people that do witchcraft. They let in like this Caucasian woman, and she corrupted the program so much so that it got to a point that I had to release myself from the help that they was giving me, because it was a form of a trap. So I realized I bear witness to the help and the knowledge that what is given us, that was given to us by the man of Money Man. He says everything that's free will make you weak. In my case, I don't believe that. The reason of that being is because his knowledge is based upon his individualism. So I no longer accept that leadership. I begin to accept the leadership of my own consciousness, you see? So within this lifetime, in order to overcome envy, you have to bury yourself with your own life, you see? People were so envious of me, they didn't even want me burying them. They didn't even want me burying myself with my own work. See that? So whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen based upon my actions and my decisions. So in this world that we live in, you have to perfect your forms of decision making, because even Oprah Winfrey knows to listen to the small voice within. And I remember that it is within the point of pain and suffering that I've been able to overcome and endure within this state. That once she stated that voice within my consciousness got harvested. I think she has said that at Tennessee State University's. She stated that as at a graduation, and I think at that graduation, there was a young man who had been within the secret society of Christianity within Chicago and in the suburbs, and even being able to understand the fact that there is so much evil out here now that people are coming here to Nashville to produce their quotas, their harvest for their families, for their Christmas. See, you want to scramble Satan, you want to scramble Santa and you get Satan. That's why I didn't fucking want to celebrate no damn Christmas with your fucking ass in the first place. Other than that, I think I got to the point where I'm done with all the bullshit. I'm telling y'all straight up. I have like, let's see, I have people that hover around me sometimes. I'm trying to figure out the fuck you hovering around me for. You see what I'm saying? So people will hover around me because they figured out that they don't quite accept themselves, so they want somebody else to accept them for them. See? That's how much people suffer underneath the forms of self-hatred. They don't even go to the depths of their own souls to produce the self-love because they don't even understand the truth that which has happened to them. So, only I'm going to tell you that's the devil's work. Other than that, hope you all have a blessed day and a great night, and welcome to Nashville.